Okay, let's talk about a problem that pretty much anyone who's ever opened a spreadsheet knows deep in their soul, that absolutely soul-crushing task of taking a giant, messy data dump and trying to make it, useful. We're going to dive into how a new AI agent can take hours of that horrible work and shrink it down to just a few minutes.
Ah, yes, the 6 most famous words in any business meeting. Can we export this to Excel? It sounds so simple, right? But we all know the truth. Getting the data out of the system and into the spreadsheet, that's the easy part. Making any sense of it? Well, that's where the real nightmare begins.
And yeah, that really is the heart of the problem, isn't it? You get this massive file from a system like Business Central, and suddenly you're just drowning in thousands and thousands of rows of data. You have a feeling the answers you need are buried in there somewhere, but digging them out is going to mean hours of manual cleanup, filtering, pivot tables, all of it. So, to make this super concrete, we're going to follow a very specific mission. The goal is to take a list of over 8,000 company assets. We're talking laptops, phones, all that stuff, and figure out which ones are old and need to be replaced. And from that, create a complete IT budget. A huge job, but honestly, a really common one. But now, meet the hero of our story, the AI agent in Excel. And listen, this isn't just some other new button on the ribbon. This is a genuinely powerful new assistant that lives right inside your spreadsheet. The promise is you just tell it what you want in plain English, and it does all that heavy lifting for you. So what exactly is an AI agent? Well, think of it like a partner, a really, really smart intern that's sitting right there with you. You just describe the task, I need to do this and then that, using everyday language, and the agent gets to work, building formulas, formatting tables, and creating the whole analysis you asked for. Okay, but this is where our story takes a fun little turn. Because having a powerful new tool is one thing, but knowing how to actually use it, that's something else entirely. The first step was to give this new AI agent some instructions. And let's just say it did not go smoothly at first. So for the first attempt, the user gave it a pretty simple one-sentence instruction. I mean, it seems logical enough, right? But it was just way too vague. And the result? Well, it was equally vague and pretty much useless. It's that classic problem. Garbage in, garbage out. All right, so attempt one was a bust. Vague didn't work. So for the next try, the user just threw everything at it. A big, long, messy paragraph. It had typos, it was mixing up all kinds of different rules. And you know what? It actually worked. Kind of. The big catch was that it took 4 very long minutes for the AI just to process it. So, feeling a little bold now, the user decided to really push it. They took that already super long prompt and just kept adding more. Oh, and calculate a budget for me, and convert the currencies, and while you're at it, create a whole new summary sheet. Basically, they asked it to do everything all at once. And it crashed. The whole thing just broke. The prompt was so big, so jumbled, so completely disorganized that it literally overloaded the AI. The error message says it all. The request was just too big to handle. This is the key moment, right? You can't just throw a giant wall of text at an AI and expect magic. It needs structure. But that failure, that crash, led to the big turning point in this whole story. It was a true aha moment about how we need to think about talking to these artificial intelligence tools. So this gets us to the most important question of all. After seeing what doesn't work, what's the secret? How do you write the perfect prompt that an AI can actually understand and get right the first time?
And the answer is it's genius. If you're not great at writing a perfect, structured prompt for an AI, why not just ask another AI to write it for you? So the user took their messy agent killer prompt, fed it to Copilot, and basically said, hey, can you clean this up and optimize it for the Excel agent?
And just look at the difference. It's night and day. On the left, that's the old, rambling mess of a prompt that crashed the system. But on the right, that's the new prompt written by Copilot. It is so clean. It's organized with bullet points for every rule, clear sections for each task. It's all the same information, but it's presented with the kind of clarity and logic that an AI can actually work with. So, the big question, what happened when they used this new, perfectly structured prompt? Well, this is where the magic really happens. The results were just incredible. First up, the agent instantly created this beautiful, clean device catalog. It didn't just organize the data. It actually went out to the European Central Bank,
pulled the latest currency exchange rate, and applied it, just like it was asked to do in the prompt. And then it created this, an amazing replacement proposal sheet. I mean, look at this. For every single employee who needs a new device, it lists the exact model they should get, the cost in euros, and it even gives you a direct clickable link to buy it on Amazon. And finally, the grand prize, the whole reason for this entire project, the replacement budget summary, a simple, perfect little table showing the total number of devices we need to replace and the final bottom line cost. Mission totally accomplished. But here's the part that'll just blow your mind. The total time from feeding the AI that perfect prompt to getting all 3 of those reports completely finished and accurate? 6 minutes. Just 6 minutes. A job that would take a person hours, maybe even days, was done in less time than it takes to brew a pot of coffee. So, what can we learn from this incredible story? How does this change the way we should think about working with these new tools? Let's boil it all down into a couple of key takeaways that you can actually start using. Okay, 3 simple things. First, just start playing with these tools. Get familiar with them because they are getting more powerful by the day. Second, start to rethink what's even possible. A lot of those boring, tedious tasks on your to-do list, they can probably be automated now. And third, and this is the biggest lesson from today, be precise. An AI is not your friend you can just ramble to. Give it clear, structured, logical instructions, and you will get clear, structured, logical results back. So I'll leave you with this one question to chew on. Now that you've seen how an 8,000-row data nightmare can be completely solved in 6 minutes, what's one repetitive, time-sucking task in your own job that you could hand over to an AI, maybe even tomorrow? Think about it.